What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Ricky Johnson. So it's been about 2 weeks since I went to the track, and I have not made a video in about 2 weeks, and I actually have not driven the car in about 2 weeks. It's crazy. So the car's been sitting outside. Well, it was sitting outside for like a week and a half, burning in the sun, rain, and all the other crap. So I haven't touched the car. I haven't looked at the car. I haven't done a maintenance wash to the car. I haven't done anything. So today's just a recap on how well the car performed at the track. I know it's a little late, but better late than never. So let's go over it. Let's take a look at the car. It's extremely dirty. Don't criticize me, okay? So let's go over the car, see how dirty it is. Let's check the oil. I haven't checked the oil. And the crazy thing is, while I was at the track, I never checked the oil to see where the oil levels were. I did pay attention to the oil temp gauge and all those type of things. But in general, I didn't do anything. All I did was run the car and pop the hood. So, let the car cool down after each session. But the car's been sitting, like I said, outside for a week. Then I brought it inside into the garage, because it was just getting way too dirty outside. But as you can see how dirty the car is, got bird poop all over it. You can see how dirty the glass is. Haven't washed it in 2 weeks. This is just it. Sitting outside, burning up in the sun. Still have my racing stickers on it. So this is the current condition of the car since that day. You can see all in here in the wheel well. It's extremely dirty. We're gonna wash it up, clean it up. You can see I got rubber stains all over the front. Just to let you guys know, the front does have a protection on it. I'm not sure what kind, but this is how I purchased the car from the dealer. It does have a protection on it, so I'm not worried about anything that's stuck to the front. You can see more rubber stains there. So yeah, that's pretty much it now. So quick recap. The track is about 3 hours away from me. I'm in New York. This is upstate New York, the Catskills. 200 miles one way. So in total, I put 400 plus miles. Just rounded off to say, 450. About 450 miles I put on the car. Driving there, racing it, and bringing it back home. So it was a lot of miles. I think it's a lot of abuse for the car, to be honest with you. Just to add on all that miles, to, drive all the way out there, race it, and come back. It's just a lot to do. It's tiring. But let's see what the oil levels are. And I'm going to go over the oil temps and tell you guys where those oil temps were while I was racing the car. So for my first session, the first session was roughly around, I want to say about 10:45. It was about maybe 77 degrees outside. It was a humid day. Turn this on. It was a humid day. We were supposed to get rain, but the rain didn't come until later on. So for my first session, the oil temp really didn't get too high. I think I reached about 250, 251, which is about normal. Oil pressure, PSI, stayed around 77, 76. So my IATs for that day, I can't recall, but it was extremely high. You could imagine with the humidity, it was extremely high that day. I just want to tell you guys, the car performed outstanding. I had no problem at all. Didn't check anything because the car didn't act up in any kind of way for me to check anything. Everything was just perfect. All I needed to do was drive and learn how to drive. Each session was about 45 minutes in between, I want to say. So not a lot of time for the car to cool down. And I'm going around the track around about 3 to 4 times around the track, reaching miles up to 120 to 125. Obviously, if I could have drove the car better, I would have reached probably about 140. But that's a whole nother conversation. I started off my second session at 221. and it got as high as 271. So not bad. I want to say not bad. And at that time, by my second session, the degrees was about 85 degrees and extremely humid out there. Extremely humid. All pressure PSI stayed exactly the same. Didn't really get any higher than my 77. IATs were extremely high. I don't recall how high it was, but it was extremely high. By my third session, the car actually cooled down a whole lot because there was an accident. Not an accident, it was an oil spill on the track and they had to clean it up. So that allowed the car to cool down even longer. By my third session, I started off at normal temps. So we were about maybe 198, 200 because how hot it was outside. On that session, I think I got up to about 255. That was the highest my oil temps got. And that was pretty it, man. Car, like I said, the car performed extremely well. No problems, no issues. It didn't miss a beat, even with the oil temps reaching as high as 271. The car didn't slow down. It still performed well. The only thing that I had a problem with was my shifter. So my shift knob comes loose. And this had happened in the past. I guess because I shift too hard, I don't know what. But it's definitely loose. You can see I'm twisting it. See, this twist. And it feels like it doesn't want to tighten. So it stays right around here and it doesn't tighten at all. So that's tight there. So I got to figure this out, see how I could get that fixed. So let's pop the hood and see where my oil levels are. All right, so as you guys can see, oil levels are pretty good. It's right above the second mark. That's where you want to be. So remember, that is driving 400 plus miles, and also racing a car on the track. So oil levels are pretty good. You guys can tell by the napkin, oil is not black or anything like that. So still pretty good. So I don't need to do an oil change or anything like that right now. Probably until my next track session, I'll probably do another oil change, but definitely don't need to do an oil change. Oil levels are in good condition. So pretty much the only problem that I had was after my tracks session, driving home, there was a lot of tire chunks build up on the tires, and it made the first, I would say, 45 minutes of driving home a hell because it rode so rough. But after driving for a couple more hours, a lot of the chunks kind of faded away. So that's one thing to note after a track session. I don't know what the trick is, but I guess to try to clean as much of the tire chunks off of the tires after your track session, so the car is not riding extremely rough. But you can see, man, this thing is so dirty. So quick recap, guys. The car performed outstanding for its first track date. No problems, no issues. I didn't even check anything while we were at the track. I didn't even check the tire pressures. That's how focused I was. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, hit that bell notification. Please make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, okay? rjcarreview on Instagram. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.